Rhoda, and everybody else. So it's really terrific. Anyway, I'm going to jump on the call as soon as you mentioned Citizens United this morning. And then a lady called about, an effective way to end gerrymandering. I think she was from Michigan, but I'm not sure. And all of these things are issues that are determined by big money, who's running our democracy, or is trying to run our democracy. And so I just have a big solution for everybody, and it's a really easy one. MoveToMend.org has a petition or has an amendment called the We the People Amendment. And I know you know this, Tom. You've been a real great supporter of it.
Yeah.
And the We the People Amendment, you can just get on and sign it.
Yeah,
for decades. And it has 87 co-sponsors. And what it is, it would be an amendment, once passed, would declare that corporations are not people and money is not speech. And the reason we have elections that are nonstop and all the money deciding who's going to be, the districting and everything, is because, corporations, because they're people, according to the Supreme Court, they have a right to express themselves. And how do they express themselves? Through money.
Yeah.
So they have a lot more ways to get their word around than the rest of us. So it's really easy. Move to amend.org. Sign the We the People Amendment. We have 87 co-sponsors in Congress, but the ones who've signed it, it's hard to get past that point because the ones who've signed it are the ones who are not going to be threatened by big money, even though they lose their seats sometimes because of it. They're very brave, they're very courageous, and they need us. There's 500,000 people who signed on to it. I'm a volunteer. Most of us are everybody. Just about everybody's a volunteer. And we really need to get this amendment passed. And by the way, if you're in Ohio, vote yes on issue 1 to end gerrymandering. That's what the lady was talking about. The politicians, citizens, not politicians. And you can start this in your states too. It's a hard game, but it's very popular, and it will pass because it's bipartisan. As is Move to Amend. So I just want to thank you for that.
Great stuff,
really great show.
Great stuff. Can you imagine what it would have been like, what it must have been like in the room in 1971 when Lewis Powell was sitting around with a bunch of Republicans saying, okay, we want to set it up so that corporations and billionaires can just funnel unlimited money into Republican politicians. How are we going to do this? And people throw out different ideas, and then Lewis Powell says, I got an idea. Why don't we make corporations people and call money speech, and that way corporations can have a voice with their money? And I'll bet half the people in the room laughed at him and said, oh, come on, we'll never get that through Congress. Nobody would ever vote for that. And he goes, no, Congress isn't going to do it. We'll get the Supreme Court to do it.
Right. And actually, corporations had corporate rights, personhood rights since 1886.
Yeah, exactly.
And you wrote that.
I wrote the book on it. On equal protection. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be this way. And, you had Greg Palast on. He's got that movie, Vigilante. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Everybody needs to see it. It's free. Yeah. These people aren't trying to sell stuff, Bibles and shoes and things like that. They're like giving it free because they're more concerned about democracy than making money. But that Vigilante is really good. But one of the things that Greg Palast says, and you always say this too, it's about the people.
Yeah.
We can make a change. It's the people have to. We can't wait on the saviors. We have to do it ourselves. What do you always say? Democracy is not a spectator sport.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right.
So,
Sandy, thank you. Thanks for the plug for MoveToAmend.org, too. It's a great organization. I've been a supporter of Move to Amend from the early days of this program, and spoken at their conferences and whatnot, and they're great people, and good on you for being a volunteer there. Thank you so much for the call, Sandy. Larry in Los Angeles. Hey, Larry, what's up?